Thursday, March 19th. Are you ready to get started? Remember, this week we're learning the sound oi. We're going to continue to practice with the OY and OI pattern. Let's practice a little bit together. Oi, st, hoist. T, oi, toy. P, oi, n, t, point. B, oi, boy. So you can pause the video here and write an OI or OY to complete each word. Remember, if it's in the final syllable, we're going to use that OY. So, cowboy has boy in it. Well, we just did that. It has the OY pattern. Look at number 2. That is a very sharp point. That's right. Up right here, OI pattern. It's in the beginning syllable. You're going to complete each word and then write the word over on the side. Go ahead and pause and do it on a separate sheet of paper. Okay, here's another spelling practice. We are going to be spelling and doing something on Friday with our spelling words. So try your best to write your spelling sentences 3 times and read them out loud to someone. Pick three people that you can read them to, or read it to the same person 3 times. The boy has a coin. Don't spoil your joy. And your toy can join us. For our words to know, those high frequency words, I want you to try and use them in a sentence. And then you're going to practice writing them 3 times. Above, build, fall, new, money, and toward. Go ahead and pause here so you can practice writing your spelling words and sentences and your words to know. Now, we are going to be looking at final stable syllables. Friends, that's very, very confusing, but we've already done it. We've looked at syllables by clapping them out many times. And a lot of our 2-syllable words end with a consonant and then an LE at the end. When you have this consonant and an LE at the end, you're going to make sure you always keep them in the same syllable. Let's do some practice. Ready? Our word is apple. Apple ends with an LE. But do you see that there's a consonant right here? When we separate it, we're going to go pull. We clap it out and it gets broken up with that consonant LE at the end. Let's look at the next word. Puddle. Clap it out. Puddle. Puddle. Title. Title. We're breaking it up right where that consonant LE is. Try these with your parents at home. Marble, little, simple, middle. Go ahead and practice. After you finish practicing, pause here and you're going to complete these 6 examples. You're going to draw a line between the syllables in each word and then write the 2 syllables separately. For number 1, let's look at it. Our word is handle. We have an LE at the end, so we're going to break it right before that last consonant. We'll break it between the N and the D. So I would write H-A-N for my first syllable, D-L-E for my second syllable. And when I clap it out, it would sound like this. Handle. Great job. Go ahead and do the rest on your own. Now this is also a review, friends, the inflectional endings. Remember, ed and ing can be added to the end of a root word. When we add an ed, that's our pal Ed. He travels to the past. It means it's already happened. When we add an ing ending to our root word, that means that the action's happening right now. Like Miss Jones is running or jumping. It's happening right now. If you have a root word and the last letter is that silent E that we don't make a sound, we're going to practice drop the E and add our ending. Let's look at that together. Our first one is judge. We have the word judge. And we're going to send judge to the past with the ed ending. But look, we already have a silent E and another E. I wouldn't put two E's, so you're going to drop the E before you add your ending ed. Okay, let's look at this one up at the top. Our root word is write. I want you to write it down. As you're doing it, that means that you are writing. You are going to add the ing. But before we add the ing, you have to drop the E. Drop the E and then add your ing ending. You can go ahead and pause here and practice these with your parents. Now it's story time with Miss Jones. This story should be online in Wonders if you can get logged in. I know that some parents have had some problems. I will read it out loud just so you can access it and kind of hear this story together. Ready? Oh.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read you a story, The Joy of a Ship. Here's a picture of what the ship looks like. Ready? Ships take people and things all over the world. How does a ship get made? Find out here. What is needed to build a ship? Making ships employs many workers. This task uses lots of tools and parts as well. Let's see how a ship is made step by step. These people study the plans for the ship. There are many things to do. Look at all the different parts that they have down here. Frame it. First, workers build a frame. The ship frame can balance on blocks up above a dock. Huge cranes hoist the big parts in place so they don't fall. Workers must avoid being bumped by these big pieces of steel. Some huge gantry cranes can lift 1,500 tons, as high as 230 feet in the air. So look at those huge cranes, and they're starting to create that frame. We're looking at how that ship is being built. Sheets of steel. First, two kinds of metal are melted together into steel. It boils. Hot steel flows into a flat metal sheet, and it molds. When steel gets cold, it gets hard. The steel sheets are then ready for making a ship. Stand back! The steel is very hot. So they've melted down, and now they're trying to pour it into a mold that will then harden for the ship. A worker joins each steel section by heating the edges called joints. Most workers put on gloves and a helmet to protect their hands and head. So do you see how he's applying heat to those two pieces, and he's putting them together by melting them right at the joint. Check it. Paint it. Workers check all the joints. Then they point out leaks and fix them. If a joint leaks, the inside of the ship will be moist with water. It may even sink. So when you have a ship, you want to make sure that everything is sealed nice and tight and no water can get in. Because if water goes inside the ship, then it can sink. And that's not very good because we want to make sure that they stay afloat. Then the ship is painted and this job is done. It gleams in the sun. The workers knew it would look nice. People will pay lots of money to ride on this ship. Have you ever been on a ship like that? It's very big. Out to sea. The people on the dock point with joy as the new ship begins the first trip. Those on the ship wave as it glides toward the open sea. Did you know there are many kinds of ships on the sea? There's an icebreaker ship, so it travels through all these ice caps and it can break it up without it hurting the ship. An aircraft carrier, so planes can land in the middle of the sea, land on this ship and maybe refuel, or the pilots can get the necessary rest they need. A cargo ship. These bring lots of materials to different places, and they travel with lots of different materials. So I want you to think, what steps in shipbuilding are risky? What do you think? What could be really risky? Go ahead and talk with a partner. Hope you enjoyed our story. This was The Joy of a Ship.
I hope you enjoyed that story. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that text. This week we're looking at cause and effect. A cause is how or why something happens. An effect is what happens because of the cause. So in our text, we found a cause. When steel gets cold, what happens? What's the effect of when hot steel gets cold? Look in your text. That's right. The steel gets hard. Let's look at a couple other causes and effects that were within our story we just read. A worker wears a helmet and gloves. Why were they wearing a helmet and gloves? What kind of effect could that have? Well, it keeps the worker's head and hands safe. They want to make sure that they keep their body safe, and so in order to stay safe, they need to wear helmets and gloves. Let's look at this last one. The last cause. A joint leaks on a ship. Uh-oh. If the cause is a joint leaks on a ship, what would the effect be? The ship gets moist with water. It might sink. That's why they were showing that they had to join those pieces of steel together and make sure that they had no leaks. Great job. Well, everyone, have a happy Thursday. Everyone's doing such awesome work, and I'm really proud of everything you're doing. Tell your parents thank you for keeping you healthy and safe. For tonight, please complete your homework. Not only would you like you to do your homework for Thursday, but try to get 20 minutes of reading tonight and log into Lexia for 20 minutes. I have to get a shout out to Elizabeth, who was on Lexia, and she just got a certificate. And Matthew was on Lexia. Great job. I can see if you're on or if you are not. Awesome job yesterday for Yared passing his list, and Benjamin did a wonderful job and only has a couple more words till he passes. Have a great day, everyone. I miss you a ton.